back when I was a Huron Tiger. Just a few years ahead of me was a guy by the name of Tony Legando, highly respected athlete, individual, and I moved away, and he continued on 40 years as a teacher in elementary school in the Huron system, 28 years as a football coach, more than 200 wins, not just respected on the field, but community service, academic success. He's a proud husband, father, grandfather. I'd like to bring up Coach Tony Legando. I'll get it. I'll bring it to you. There we go. Good. You want to use that? Yeah. Okay. I think I want to hold that. Sure.
It's my buddy AJ here. Cheer for AJ. He's on the street every day doing the kind of work that we're talking about. Don't start it quite yet. Don't start it yet. I'll take you inside the elementary classroom for a second. When I talk to my young kids, and I would like to be seen as a teacher first, because I worked with fourth graders for a lifetime, and I got to see that little sparkle in their eye when they started. And sometime, somewhere along the way, when I reached them again when they were in high school, that little sparkle was gone because we didn't recognize the talents that that young man or that young woman had, or because no one was showing them the respect at home that they should have been shown. So I like to be called teacher first, because that's what kept me in the business for 40 years. And by the way, somebody said you have a big party when you retire after 40 years. Teacher, 28 years as a head football coach in your hometown. Right here's all the party I need. Are you kidding me? We get this many people together for something that nobody wants to talk about? Somebody behind the scenes is doing a good job, and I congratulate them. Let's hear it for everybody in the room that shows up. Here's where I'm at in my age of technology. I bring up a young guy with me. Do me a favor. Like I told my classroom, I want everybody right now, sit up straight. I want to see your eyes. I want to make sure I'm connecting with everybody. And then do me a favor. Close your eyes and listen for 10 seconds.
I'm only one call away. I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one call away.
40 years of my professional life, I'd take that call. I'd be there to save the day. But I couldn't do it alone. And I see a lot of people in this room who I could lean on. And I'm going to tell you, coming to these meetings to set for tonight scared me to death. We don't have any other choice than to use all the talents that we have in this room to attack this problem. And I got news for you. The kids today need it. They need every talent that we have in this room. Judges up here, beautiful. The police up here, beautiful. We got guys that have experiences. Those young kids up here talking, that's beautiful. When I saw one of my ball players out in the hallway earlier, he said, "Coach, do me a favor. Throw your notes away. Lead from the heart. We like it when you do that." I got a speech here, but I get so wrapped up and listen to everybody. I know the answer is deep inside each and every one of us. We can't look away. You can't do that. My first year of teaching, the principal calls me down. I'm a fourth grade teacher. It says, "Tony, we got a little guy that comes to school early every morning, and it's getting early and earlier. And after talking to him, here's what happens. His dad comes home from work and beats the daylights out of the kid before the kid goes to school. So he's getting out of the school, or he's getting out of the house earlier and earlier." She said, when I talked to him, he said, I feel safe when Mr. Legando's around. Guys, I was a rough little kid. Do you know how that makes me feel? That somebody needed me? Some little guy needed me. So the next day, I get to school early. I told that principal I'll be there. Tell him I need a little friend in my classroom when I get ready in the morning. So I get to school early, walk up to my room, open the door, turn the lights on, put my books down on the desk, and I turn around, and a little head peers out from behind a curtain. It's that little guy. He's already there. The principal the day before told me he's afraid of two things, the dark and his dad. Now, I know that's not a drug story, it's a little kid's story. That made me feel like $1 million that kid needed me. I tell my football team all the time, and I'd like every football team, every track team, every basketball team that's in here. You want a championship? Great. That's cool. That all? That's all you got? You mean you get 60, 70 guys together, is all you did was win some football games or some basketball games? Get out in the community. Get out there and do something with the talents that you have. Who knows, maybe you'll be asked someday to stand there and help that little guy from behind the curtain. By the way, after he worked for a little bit, I walked up behind him. I look over his shoulder. Guys, you have never seen better handwriting than this kid had. I said, that's pretty cool. That handwriting looks good. He says, thank you. My teacher told me if I work real hard at my handwriting and do all my work, it'll help me get into college. The kid's getting the daylights beat out of him. And he's still thinking about his future like that. Guess what? Mr. Legando owed it to that kid to give him all he had. Woody Hayes said the toughest job in America is going back to your hometown and being the head football coach. Yeah, it is. But it's a good job that you get a chance to work with young people. If I taught you or if I coached you, would you please stand up? Stay standing, please. Stay standing, please. Here's what I think. Without the people in this room, until the young kids can learn how to stand on their own 2 feet, we got to help them. Okay? So I'd like you to do this with me. Okay? I want you to do this with me, and you know what it is. Because we have to help these young kids till the last second. We have to fight with them. Once they can stand on their own 2 feet, they're in. But until they get there. So do this for me. When I say till the last second, you say we fight. Till the last second.
We fight.
Till the last second. We fight. Not good enough. Till the last second. We fight. Have a seat. Just quickly, because I know the time. I want everybody in the room to stand up. With drugs, to fight it, here's what I've learned. Somebody has to take the lead. Somebody has to have the courage to get up in the face of it and take the lead and say, this is wrong. We aren't going there. Not on my detail. I'll tell you something right now. I graduated in '69. What do you think the drugs were back then? I can look anybody in the eye. They didn't get me. I'm not going to be anybody's boy. I'm going to be my own man. Don't you come at me with that. So what we need from you, I'm going to say, and I want the young kids in this room to hear you guys. You're sitting there all bashful. I want these young kids to know you are just one call away. When I say the lead, you say, just take it. And say it like you mean it. The lead.
Take it.
The lead.
Just take it.
The lead.
Just take it.
Thank you.